What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. My name is Andy of MMG Design, and today I'm going to be taking you through a deep dive of Union County Economic Development. If you want to see a deep, in-depth case study of how we did every page, the marketing strategy behind it, the goals of the collaboration, the main target audiences we're trying to reach with the site, as well as the marketing psychology behind it, then stick around because it's going to be a great video for you. If you're new to the channel, my name is Andy of MMG Design. I'm a fractional design and marketing consultant in the great state of Ohio, located in Columbus, and I do marketing services and Webflow design for a variety of companies and partnering agencies here in the area. And I'm excited to take you guys through this case study today. If you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to book a call with me or get in touch, I love connecting. Meet me on LinkedIn. And without further ado, let's dive straight into the project. So to give a little bit of context to this project, this entire thing took about 2 to 3 months from start to finish. Me and my partner submitted a proposal back a few months ago, and then it was approved about a week later. Then we moved into the ideation design phase. And I want to preface by saying, all in all, we built about 14,000 for this website in total. We split 50-50 between me and a partner. I manage all of the design and development, which is primarily what we're going to be talking about today. And my partner took the other half, and we split it 50-50. She implemented more of the SEO, copy, marketing strategy, and I was in charge of the design, development, and on-page SEO, as well as making page titles, meta descriptions, things like this. So all this design was done by me in Webflow over the past few months, and I'm super excited to go in and elaborate on some of the design decisions and the marketing implementation behind them. Some of the main goals for this project was really important to Eric and Savannah over at the Economic Development Department. Great collaborators, by the way. What we're trying to do is create a basic sales page for developers and also residents that would make Union County look as appealing as possible to go and set up shop there, whether it's an industry looking to break ground on a new development site and start building a location, factories, different industries you want to attract based on what you want the economic future of your area to be like. So there were 6 main ones that we focused on in terms of target industries that we want to attract builders and site developers for. And those were, as you can see, advanced manufacturing, foreign direct investments, agriculture, R&D, research and development, small business, and automotive and smart tech. And in collaboration with them, we really realized that this was the most important part of the project for them. And so we wanted to put it front and center that if the person that lands on this site is a developer, they're going to get the tailored message that these are the industries that we want to partner with and focus our community's growth around as we grow, hire more people, create new jobs, and create opportunities. So we wanted to make this very front and center, and we did that by making it the first section of the nav, designing some custom icons that really create this illusion in their mind that there's very branded around every single one, and we'll get into more of the dissection of each page and how the icons play into the branded elements of every single page. And they're also brought front and center here. So we have these cute little same icons, so we create that brand recognition. And they're also got some cute little animations, and they're right in the middle of the big CTA partner with us. Also with a nice little overview hero video in the background. And we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the nav right now. So to continue with the nav bar, we have these sort of main dividers up here at the top. And we really approached this with the mindset that we want to create a tailored message for whoever comes to visit the site and present to them the information in a non-confusing way so that they can get served the information that's most important for them. So we have target industries, living, talent, resources, about, and contact. And I'll also go on a side tangent and say 70% of the project was done before the build phase. Me and my partner went in, site mapped everything out using Reloom, Figma to really get a visual aspect of how all this was going to tie together because it's such a big site. It ended up being about 35 to 40 unique pages. And it's ever growing with the blog and all the dynamic content that's going to be added on later. But these were to get this down to 5 or 6 main navigation points where people can kind of say okay, that's what I want to learn about. Excuse me. Then right away, so we have target industries, and this is served more to developers and people that are looking to prospect to build a new business location here. and they can see exactly what industry they're going to be targeting. Living, which is all the different adjacent communities and things that would pertain to residents of Union County or Marysville. We have the communities, lifestyle, education, cost of living, and healthcare, all things that normal residents would find most important. Talent, universities, internships, My Local Career, and Jobs Ohio. These are all kind of resources for employers and employees that that the workforce can use to really get an in-depth look at everything that's going on in a snapshot view. If you're a family, you want to locate close to a university to have education. And we really emphasize with everything's within 30 miles, so it's a very attractive feature. Internships, which looks really good when you can create partnerships with schools, with all the local organizations. I know in Union County specifically, there's Nestle, there's Auto Tool, there's so many vibrant internship opportunities for students that partner with younger and educational areas like middle schools and high schools, so that's really attractive. My Local Career is a great place, and My Local Career and Jobs Ohio are both job listing places that have resources available for our area, and those are top of mind as well for people when you think of the word talent and workforce. So moving on from that, we have resources, and this was a big burger menu right here. This one took a long time to develop and organize, but anything additional that didn't fit in those two main categories of messages we're trying to serve. So we have community stats and data, incentives, site certification, planning, 33, Innovation Park, AMIC, business data, and largest employers. All this is stuff that pertains to resources that your average person or your employer or any sort of business-oriented person who's interested in development can use to aid their information getting processed on the website. And it's served up in a really nice, organized, neat way. We really balled out on the icons and tried to create consistency and lay everything out really well. And it's also a non-threatening way. So we really like the sticky nav here. It does a great job of organizing the whole site. And when you spend a lot of time in the beginning optimizing for the right things like the hierarchy and organization, then it makes everything so much easier in the development and build side of things. And then we go on to the About tab, which is in the media, which is basically a dynamic content with the blog. Team, board, get in touch, and contact us, our main CTA right here, highlighted in green. And then we have the contact page, where we have a nice little animation, and then we have the site search. We really did the best we could to add a lot of micro interactions throughout. But that's kind of the way that the nav bar is laid out, and it's a really good introduction, non-threatening way, makes everything look really clean and organized, and it's very appealing to someone who's landing on the site for the first time. Okay, so moving on from the nav bar and the hero section, we'll just refresh the page. We can kind of see a bit of the hero interaction we have going on here. Scroll down, boom, right away we're getting served with all of our target industries: advanced manufacturing, agriculture, automotive and smart tech, FDI, foreign direct investments, small business, and research and development. All served up from the beginning. It's a nice little icon-driven menu item here. Scroll down and you get your basic informer text where people with a strong image, people know exactly where we are located. As you can see, we're in the central hub of Ohio, accessible to Columbus, but also not too far away from these other hotspots, and we're also connected by a lot of these major highways and intersections, which is appealing to people that want to move and migrate to this area. And it was strong copy too. Shout out Corey, did a great job with the copy on the site. And I really like the contrast with the background greens. It matches the CTA very well of the Union County outline here. And it's just a really nice section to kind of like, okay, this is an introduction to the site. This is who we are. And really gets you ready to serve the rest of the information. Another thing that they really wanted to stress heavily as we scroll down was collaboration, creating a community sense with the people, and really letting them know, okay, it's an open door policy, and this we're going to get on the same page with our goals and our vision, having strong imagery of family and people and bonding. This was a great photo taken by Michael George of Yeoman's Work Photography. We'll link him. It does great work, but we really wanted to emphasize the people aspect of Union County and creating a sense of ownership, collaboration, and really make it appealing to people that want to come and move here, because community is important. So moving on, we go back into the main focus of the site, like I said, is target industries and really trying to speak to developers. And I love this section here because we still have our icon-driven elements, but it's a lot more interactive in the component side of things. So we have our 6 target industries listed in alphabetical order with links and also a bit of a hero image behind that explains, it isn't overpowering, but also explains, what the image is. So we have agriculture, hospitality, FDI, research and development, automotive, and smart tech, and advanced manufacturing, all laid out in a nice little interactive menu here where we can go and get served that information. We'll see those pages later. But moving on, this is probably one of my favorite sections on the site, is the stats section. So these are some of the most powerful stats that they really wanted to emphasize, because they wanted to create a super powerful pitch that, okay, we're not hiding anything. These are the statistics that make it really appealing to live here and develop here. And we have stats, all kinds of stats about employers, education, commuting patterns, population, really making sure that the information that they valued the most was served up front and center and made easily accessible, big and bold, and that kind of played into the design element with the green contrast and the gradients, a few drop shadows, and just serving it front and center. And we thought this deserved a big spot on the homepage of the site. Scrolling on down, we have industrial, commercial, residential development, and then we have the resources that these people can access along with some super high quality photos. These are some of the newest building developments in town that have established and been built, and that people spend a lot of time at. It makes it very attractive, gives the appearance of wealth and prosperity when you have a lot of projects under your belt like this, and they're also beautiful photos. So we also have our resources here available through calls to action, more info on the back end, so the planning page, and then the property search function, which is another implementation. Moving down, we have a nice little carousel reel for the educational opportunities, which we talked about a little bit in the beginning. There's so many great universities, as you can see, listed front and center, great logos, great for branding. So we're going to bring that front and center on the homepage as well to show that within 30 miles, we have all of these expansive education, places. So that's why it makes it such a good place to start a family, to live here, to, because you can take advantage of that opportunity come time in the future when your kids graduate or, go into the workforce. So, and then we had a nice little highlighting section for all of these sponsors, basically getting their logos out there, incentivizing more partnerships to be made in the future by, platinum level partners have big and gold logos, and then sort of following the hierarchy down with another call to action. Nothing too overwhelming, but from a design standpoint, it's organized, it has structure, it's full page, and it presents information well. In the media, this is our blog section. So you can kind of see all of these link out to blog pages where people have all these resources served up where they can go and read more about the media. And we're also going to be adding more media appearances to those as we progress throughout the project and we move into the maintenance phase. So we'll be uploading a blog post every single month with new and original content for each of these topics. And we have them categorized and filtered with these little tags here, which I think look pretty nice. And moving forward, we have a basic call to action here, a newsletter sign up. I think this is a great kind of background image that separates from the footer. And then this leads to a newsletter sign up to their ConvertKit newsletter platform, which is their email automation platform as well. So it's a good little subtle call to action in the bottom. Like I said, the goal isn't to really push the newsletter. The goal is to present information to the right audience of developers, people that want to move to the area. And then we have our nice little jumbo footer here with all of these animated links and so forth that can serve people to all the additional resources on the site. So that's the homepage. Next, we're going to move on to the target industries template page and how we structured that information. Okay, so progressing on now to the target industries template pages. So from the menu, all of these target industries page looks relatively the same, so I won't bore you with all the details. But if we click on one of these, this will take us to the master page of all of the target industries, which we have the same kind of interaction going on here. It's a nice little contrast in the background. More informing text, growth shows the size of our company or of our township, and really making us feel, large and successful, because you want to balance. That's a big thing we were trying to do is throughout this project, you want to communicate power and security and prosperity, but you also want to communicate the homegrown value of community. And so it's really balancing those two things. You have certain pages that, target the people that resonates the most with, and other pages where, you focus more on the homegrown residential aspect. So moving down here, this is a very templated section. So the Webflow CMS allowed us to make all of these into basically a CMS item for each target industry, and then we could add custom icons, calls to action links, copy, and images for every single one, which made this a much simpler process. And we also set up redirect links to each of these according sections. So as you could tell, if we go back here, each of these industries is a page redirect to that section of the page that the accommodating link was for. So research and development, boom, I want to learn about that. I get redirected right on the page of the master page to this. And all these, boom, right back down to the same section. And the reason for this too is that these also expand into another page. So I click more details, boom. Now I'm getting served more dense information, statistics, more in-depth research that, people might not have wanted or needed access to, straight from the homepage. So it's best to present the information in a way that's encouraging people to read more, continuing to click and read through the site. If they want to learn more, then boom, we'll, slam you with all of this details and copy and research, which took a long time to do. But it's not also the most appealing, because when people are going to a website, they're not sitting there to read research studies and really dive in on the nuance of every single study that we did. And that was a tough realization, because we spent so much time gathering all this data and these statistics, but we had to present it in a way that was mobile accessible, that, appeals and holds attention and is invigorating to read. So all of these have their own unique page, which is a CMS template page, more about, FDI, strong stats, strong images. All of these are Webflow CMS driven by their accommodating items, and each page has their own one. We go to agriculture, we'll see something similar. Strong text, powerful subheading, more stats, all this good stuff. And they're all very templatized as far as how they're laid out. We have the copy, headings and subheadings, bullet points for the strong statistics, and then strong imagery. And boy, do these look great. So like I said, Michael George, Yeoman's Work Photography, make sure you guys look him up. We'll link him in the description and tag him on LinkedIn as well. He does great work. He's also linked in the footer of this website right here too. So those are the target industries pages. Okay, so next up, we're going to be moving on to the more residential side of things, speaking more to the general population, the people. And this is under the living tab. So we have the communities, the nice little interactive section. Okay, so moving on to our communities section here, I'm just going to click on this and regenerate the page. Strong call to action, strong image, a nice little wholesome sunset image of a baseball field. Loving the design elements there. But basically, this is just all about the history of Union County. Nice little image of the Third Dutchman, which is actually located in Plain City. But it shows a little bit of the heritage and, the area of the place. And some more strong stats. So as we go through and update the site, these can change. And these are all CMS-bound items. So all of these stats can be updated very quickly from the template CMS page again. So you're just basically entering numbers into a field, and they'll update and populate on the website, which makes it really easy as we go and expand. A nice little horizontal section divider here to the green. And these, so Marysville, if you guys don't know, is made up of Union County is made up of 3 or 4 main communities. And we wanted to present the information, to them in a way that is very accessible, friendly, and also, links out to these websites and has a strong body of copy that's associated with it. So it also has their population, all the most important information. So we have Marysville, Plain City, Richwood, and Dublin, the big core 4 main communities in this adjacent area that people are going to want to know about. Has a nice little sliding card interaction here that I think looks really nice, performs well on desktop and mobile. And again, more statistics. So all of this is CMS driven. Again, this took a ton of time to go and implement on the site, but all of this is CMS driven, and it'll update eventually. We have links out to the most important places to view more and expand on the information. And we tried to present it in a way that was fun to look at. Had a nice little layout, and at the same time it wasn't boring. But I think we did a really good job of sort of nailing the layout of it. It makes it clear what each section is for, and it presents it in a way that's not overwhelming, which is a big deal. We have a nice little call to action here for our articles on Columbus, and then back to the footer. And next, we're going to dive into the lifestyle section. I'm going to start going through these a little bit quicker because I don't want to bore you guys with every single detail. I could nerd out on this forever, but because I love this. But anyway, so this is basically a sales page for Union County Living. So again, more CMS-driven, strong statistics right in the front. Again, some strong imagery, views from Union County, beautiful pictures. Again, Michael George. We have a community survey link right here. And then more from Union County. These all outlink to the surrounding communities and the resources that are available for each one. They have a quick little My Local Career call to action at the bottom, and then the corresponding footer. Next, we're going to move on to the Education tab. This one is a nice little interactive section with some of the imageries of the lower level education places. So middle schools, high schools. Again, really appealing for setting up a family in this area. We have a nice little interactive component here. We have the public schools, private schools, a little bit of the listings for each one, STEM schools, and then enroll, and just a call to action to enroll. And this section looks really nice, sort of with this interactive components, and we wanted to present it in a way that was visually engaging. So you'll see that as a theme throughout this project is making every section as visually engaging as possible and also not distracting from the core information. And also choosing good imagery too, because that's very important. So moving down, we have another call to action for the universities page. The main call to action that links back to the newsletter, straight to your inbox, and then followed by the footer. Next, moving up, we have the cost of living page, which is this right here. And I'm going to try and move around my little avatar here to kind of accommodate for the screen. So here we go. And this is basically just an outbound links page to more resources on where people can learn more about median home real estate value, healthcare, not bothering to list all of that on the site. Then we have the Realtors Association call to action, more calls to action for the newsletter, and then back to the footer. And then the last thing for living is healthcare. So as we look at the healthcare page, you have a left aligned hero section here, call to action, quality healthcare services, nice little green divider here that serves up the information. And then we're basically sliding in each of the components for all of the available medical resources, which is very important to know if you're moving here, starting a family here, linking out to their website and then Google Maps direction for each. More interactive calls to action or interactive components for details, urgent cares, assisted living, things that would be important, and just some more information, public health services, imagery, resources, outbound links, descriptions, and then another call to action. We really like implementing these, subtle design hits of green and white with, the bit of a more modern touch to the website. Really enjoyed doing that and coming up with some, a modern aesthetic that wasn't overly, medical or industrial, something right in the middle there that's appealing, that's modern, that's clean, that's not aversive to the, the common people. Something that was really important to us as we went through the design. So that's all of the living resources, and now we're going to move on to the talent page, or the talent section. And this is the largest employers section, so this was just a ton of data, super dense, really packing everything in. Again, all CMS driven, so you guys can see why this site took several months for us to develop. But all of this is information on the largest employers, which will be updated every year according to the best practices of however long the department was to update it, or however frequently or infrequently, along with the target industries, community, operations, employment for each one. And then we have linking out to the census data for more diverse information if you want to get served that as you move throughout the site. Okay, so moving on to our workforce and talent resources, we're going to start with the universities page right here. Excellence within 30 miles, obviously that was one of our main calls to action on the site for the appeal to build and develop a location here locally. Very appealing to family members. We have this nice little scrolling animation section with all the schools' logos to outbound links, creating some really good backlinks to the site. Nice little interactive component as well. And these sections all link out to bigger schools describing what each university and college branch does. So the advantages of going to university, to a college branch, or to community college, and also the adjacency to downtown, upper Union County, Marysville, and also presenting more information for people that may need to be referred back to the K-12 or the tech school internships if they don't quite fit in the post-secondary education category like these. Then they can get redirected to the site. And that was a big priority as we went through and built this, was to create information, present information in a way that was not overwhelming, that maybe it takes into account every part of the customer journey. So if someone's scrolling through this page and saying like, well, I don't have a kid in college yet, I need to see what other opportunities for him, maybe he's younger or she's younger, then they can go back and get redirected to the education page or have internship programs available for the information that we already made for them, and then redirect them to that resource. Next up is internships, and this is probably one of my favorite sections on the site. We wanted this to be really image driven, so a great little interactive component here on the homepage that displays all the powerful imagery. We have kids, we have on the job kids interacting with each other, really using their hands, and that's what we wanted to portray, is that community focus with getting kids on the job, and that's really appealing. So we really wanted that to be forefront because we had some great assets for that. And a little bit more of the regions of internships that are forefront and that kids have opportunities to pursue, and then linking out to all the specific locations where kids can internship, and also providing a resource for interns, for the universities looking for interns. So all of these are outbound links to the right locations where they can reach out and make an opportunity straight from this page. Okay, so chugging our way along here, both of these two, My Local Career and Jobs Ohio, are both outbound links to job search resources for community residents, people looking for job employment statistics or resources. So we won't go over those. Next up is the resources library we have going on here. We have community stats and data, site certification, incentives, planning, and other outbound links. So we're going to start with the community stats and data. So we have our workforce and demographics page, and then moving on to a nice little interactive component here, serving up the information, again, all Webflow CMS driven. Really nice stats page right here. The strongest, so basically the strongest sales we can make for, okay, this is how educated we are. This is why it's a good idea to move here, is because we have these strong success metrics that from our residents and the people that set up shop here and go through schools and end up getting long-term jobs. So creating all that, another interactive component here with the stats and the strong images, and then another stats component, again, interactive, so we can present the power of each statistic right away. And then next up is another employment sector section. So going through each one, the same sort of base interactive component. Again, just a ton of stats, crushing volumes of statistics. Another interactive stats component, commuting trends, which is also featured on the homepage, so very top of mind for residents. And then another call to action. This one's a little bit different to fit the gradient theme of this page for the newsletter sign up. So after that resource, we have the site certification page. So moving on, this is where we utilize our property search function. So users can go on the site and then look for a location or developer and then get access to that right away. Presented in a very accessible format, and our robust property search feature allows you to find the perfect location for your next property, home, or business. And it's a very presented, center of screen, also has the design elements in the background too. I think this looks really nice, and we're excited to implement this onto the site as a resource. Next up is the incentives section. So I really like this page. This really goes over our EDIP, which is our Economic Development Incentive Policy, in case you didn't know. Nice little green divider section, some interactive components with the header, really business-driven sort of section. Have information about our rideshare incentive, and then with some basic copy. This is a lot of copy, actually, on all the details of the program and where people can go to get more resources, outbound links, strong copy, where they can learn more about wherever they need to. So all these different development and loan programs, the specific stats that go with each one. It's also very center aligned from a design standpoint, so it's not overwhelming. The headings are intentionally very large to make the smaller copy less intimidating. And then that leads down to the main call to action again, and then to the footer. So the last resource we're going to go over is Is that the last one? No. We're going to go to the largest employers. So again, more statistics. I think we already went over this one. And business data. Yes, cost of business. We have not done this one. So this is a really good page. Cost of business, advantages, tax data, more CMS components, information on all of the tax components available, always presented in a really nice, meaningful, elaborate, thoughtful way. The little Ohio's in the background, I thought that was a nice touch. And again, just crushing volume of statistics all throughout the site here that we can update and keep the site live and healthy as we go through our maintenance plan with the county. And so those are all the resources that we have for this section. Next up is our in the media page. This is our blog template page, basically. Very simple to start with. We will build and add on to this as time goes. We wanted to have something ready, available for launch. And these are what the blog template page looks like. We'll eventually implement FinSuite's search and filter for the different categories. But then if you go and read some of the blogs, basic template, setup, copy, author, and then links to other blogs. And you can view all the blogs if you want to see more. So that's basically the in the media page. We have the team page, which is a really nice page. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Eric Phillips. A little bit of bio on him, and we also wanted to make sure they wanted to be very accessible to the public too. So they have their emails publicly facing. We have Savannah's email, again, another rock star. We have Chaz Fertel's email and strong photograph right here, and also letting them know that we're hiring and creating that accessible component. Last up, we have the site search function, which we implemented at the end of the project. So if we search for anything relevant on the website, if we're maybe lost a little bit, it could search target industries, and we're looking for some of the different target industries and want to populate, those pages. Then we could click, say, Smart Technology Hub in Marysville, Ohio. We'll get redirected to everything about smart technology, making the website more accessible, more user-friendly, and everything creating great backlinks. It's a very healthy site structure that, the users can, make easy and can navigate with easily. So that's a basic sort of in-depth case study. So that's going to wrap it up for this in-depth, brief, not so brief case study of the Marysville Economic Development website. I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough and nerd out of all the pages. Ended up being between 30 and 40 pages. Again, to recap everything, built in Webflow using Reloom Component Library. Whole project took about 2 to 3 months with an ongoing SEO maintenance plan agreement that we have in place. And total budget for this project was between $13,000 and $14,000, split between me and my partner. And if you guys like the way this website looks, or if you have any questions about how to optimize your own existing website to the quality of a government website like this, or you just want to get in touch about any digital marketing or web design needs in general, you can definitely reach out to me, and I can help you out with that, or we can get you in touch with a resource in my network who can get you squared away. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are watching this on YouTube or any other platform, show some love, leave a like or comment on whichever platform you're listening to. And until next time, I'll see ya.